today, what you got for us, though?
About the CIA and the whole crack epidemic. I guess basically the whole war on drugs. I went there tonight. I'm going there tonight.
The war on drugs?
The war on drugs.
Take us there, Ty. Take us there.
Basically a fraud. Basically, the whole thing started back in like 1971 to 1973. Richard Nixon kicked that off. And it was basically because they were jumping off in Cambodia's ass. And they were just slaughtering people left and right. So he needed like a diversion. So they went to the war on drugs. And back then, the budget for that was like $100 million they had put away. But now it's a $20 billion a year operation through our government. So that just tells you how much money is into it, and it ain't stopped shit yet. If it's been 30 years, 30 plus years of this so-called war on drugs. And basically the whole thing is the CIA, when they, I guess you guys remember the whole Oliver North, Iran-Contra. You might not remember, it's probably during his birth. But but anyway, the Iran-Contra scandals with Ronald Reagan. And Oliver North was a guy working with the CIA, and they're basically funding the Nicaraguan war through the sale of cocaine through the United States. The CIA would go over there, support them, bring weapons, and then bring cocaine back. And basically, I don't know if you guys heard of Freeway Ricky Ross. Where Rick Ross got his name from.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, where he got his name from.
The real freeway.
The real freeway.
Not the one that be fronting.
And the other one that has the Rick Ross name too. He fronting too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ross.
But anyway, he basically benefited from the whole cocaine coming into the United States and starting out in California. He basically cooked it up, made it crack, make it easily available, and he benefited.
Both.
And basically, it helped in many ways with the country as well.
Boss.
Every day I'm hustling.
Boss. Okay, go ahead.
Y'all done, man? Y'all done?
Yeah. This is serious.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because a lot of people think crack is dead. Crack is still here.
Yeah, I know a lot of crackheads.
Crack is back.
They still hooking up your whip, right?
Hell yeah.
You get them $5 car washes. But
$5. That's too much.
Damn.
They spit shining.
But anyway, as early as September 24, 2007, a CIA plane crashed in Mexico near the Yucatan and had 4 tons of cocaine on board.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So obviously this was not put in the media.
Not in our media, but Mexico reported it. You can go on the internet and find a newspaper picture of the plane.
CIA plane crash with 14 tons of cocaine.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Yeah, yo.
Damn, mother. Ty, you know what you about to get us into, right?
What?
I think I'm like, yeah, you're affiliated with Ty. You know, wow, that's interesting.
Nah.
I should blog that. I'm gonna put that up for people.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Please
because
no
there was
cars outside the studio.
There was 3 CIA operations, 3 CIA operations, Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower to actually help kick off that whole event. And there's people speaking out about it. Gary Webb wrote a book about it, and all of a sudden he turned up murdered back in 2004.
This might not be something we want to talk about.
Yeah, and then Michael Rupert, he was an LA cop, and they came at his ass as well.
I don't believe you, Tom. No.
These are all lies.
You are lying on our government. Our government is great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, tell us what we don't know. All these non-true stories. No, sir. Go ahead.
Nah, for real, man. Go ahead.
What are y'all drinking on? Y'all need to pump your brakes now.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But nah, that's basically it. And plus, it also benefits our country with gentrification, or what you would call ethnic cleansing. Because what happens is crack and all kinds of these drugs, like meth as well, that's taken over, is killing neighborhoods. So what has been happening, like in Harlem and Compton, the neighborhoods go down, then the white folks come back, buy the properties, build them up. Right, exactly. And it benefits the real estate market as well. You know, but a lot of it's all just a money-making industry, as far as with prisons as well, because prisons is making $50 billion, $40 billion a year.
Right. We know that's just like marijuana is. I mean,
right,
you know,
it's a nonviolent crime, but you got over 4 million people in jail behind it.
Yeah. Yo, I'm so cool with selling crack to support our war. I'm cool with that. I ain't cool with all the other stuff that comes.
No, because the whole thing, you crazy. You know what? If
how many black people have died from that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not cool with all of that. I'm cool.
But you cool with our government selling cocaine, bringing it back, going to another country, giving them guns, bringing back cocaine, killing off our neighborhoods, and then locking us up for using this stuff.
I'm not cool with all of that.
And then locking us up for using
it. And just
stay out of other people's affairs.
Yeah.
That's what they should have did. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Sucks ass. He should have stayed. He should have stayed at Nicaragua's affairs. But that's a money-making venture to him, George Bush, and all of them are taking advantage of.
So you said this has been going on for 30?
Yeah. The war on terror, the war on drugs started in 1971. Richard Nixon kicked it off.
Okay.
And it's been going on for 30+ years. And like I said, it started with a $100 million budget. Now it's $20 billion.
Let's bring this. Drugs were around before then.
Right.
So before then, was it just not a financial benefit for the country, or?
Well, basically,
what got it popping off?
Basically, it was started from like the alcohol prohibition thing. They learned something. They learned something because they said, "Hey, we take away people's high, they get violent."
Okay.
Then they realized, we can make more money with the police force, taking these people to jail. Lawyers, we all can make money off this. That's what they learned with the whole alcohol thing. Because alcohol and cigarettes, which are legal, do way more damage than something like marijuana. You know what I mean? But you can grow it in your backyard. You can't do it with cigarettes and all that. But one of the biggest contributions, donators to some of these anti-drug commercials and stuff you see, the Partnership for Drug-Free America, are tobacco and alcohol companies. They pretty much fund those companies because they want to keep pumping it, keeping it illegal, act like they care so they can keep their products out there. You know what I mean? But America, for most of its creation, hasn't been no drug country. You know what I mean? Where they come at you with all these laws. Because, you got alcoholics, you got people addicted to cigarettes. They don't go to jail for that. Mm-hmm. But if I'm a meth head or I'm a weed head, cocaine head, I can get locked up for using that and being an addict. You know what I mean?
Let me add, part of that, wouldn't that have to do with the reactions or, the actions you perform after being on certain drugs? Because, you can smoke a cigarette and not harm anybody and not be violent after it and still have your same mindset.
You can't secondhand smoke.
Yeah, you can die from it, you can be addicted to it.
People act a fool.
But you can drive a car. But you can drive a car, operate machinery.
Yeah, I'm saying you don't lose any functionality necessarily.
But you do when you drink alcohol.
I agree. I'm not saying. But I'm talking. He's talking about
cigarettes as well.
Yeah, like cigarettes. So
but you go to a country like Amsterdam, who they say you can smoke weed and do all that. It's just tolerated over there. They really ain't gonna mess with you. But the thing is, their crime is they don't have any crime basically compared to us. Mm-hmm. None of these violent crimes and stuff like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that tells you right there that that country has evolved. They learned. United States, they stuck on that money. Plus, United States doesn't produce anything, so they need something so people can do and make money.
We're an absolute consumer nation.
You know what I mean? So it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And the bugged out thing about the CIA is they have the highest alcoholism, adultery, divorce, and suicide rates. No, let me get that. Yeah, in the CIA, but they're second to the post office.
Wow.
So now you can go CIA.
Yeah.
Instead of postal, you go CIA.
Exactly.
Wow.
But I believe you because
they fighting demons over there with themselves because they know the shit they do.
You know what? And you know what? Part of the thing I remember talking to a guy from the CIA, and basically he couldn't tell all the details. But basically, the CIA sent him overseas somewhere, and he was there to set up camp as far as like drugs and stuff. They sent him overseas to do that. So they sent him over there, gave him enough money, and he said he was over there about 4 or 5 years doing a project basically where they gave him some money. He had to kind of get involved with the people in the streets as far as like selling drugs, selling, I don't know what he was selling specifically, but he actually had to build a camp. He had to build people up under him, the whole undercover to actually